In the heart of the Galactic Council's Grand Hall, leaders from various alien species gathered for their regular meeting. The hall was a marvel of alien architecture, with walls that shimmered in a rainbow of colors and a ceiling that seemed to stretch into infinity. The atmosphere buzzed with the hum of intergalactic diplomacy as representatives from dozens of worlds prepared to discuss their latest issues. The Council was known for its skepticism about Earth. Many aliens thought humans were primitive, their technology laughable compared to the advanced civilizations of the galaxy. But today, something unusual was happening. A transmission from Earth had been received, and it was about to be broadcast to the entire assembly. The screen at the front of the hall flickered to life, and a large hologram of Earth appeared. The representatives whispered among themselves, curious about what the humans had to say. The screen shifted, showing a sleek, dark silhouette of a massive spaceship. The ship was enormous, its size and shape unlike anything the Council had seen before. A human voice spoke through the hologram, calm and confident. "Greetings, esteemed members of the Galactic Council. We are pleased to present to you our latest achievement, the largest dreadnought ever built." Gasps of disbelief and murmurs of shock spread through the hall. The hologram expanded to reveal the dreadnought in full detail. Its massive hull was lined with rows of powerful weapons, and its engines glowed with a fierce blue light. The dreadnought's sheer size was staggering, even compared to the largest ships in the galaxy. Council members stared at the display, their expressions a mix of surprise and skepticism. The speaker continued, "This dreadnought represents the pinnacle of human engineering. It is equipped with the most advanced technology and firepower. We are eager to show you its capabilities." Some council members chuckled, shaking their heads. They found it hard to believe that such a colossal ship could be real, let alone that it was built by humans. "This must be a joke," one alien murmured to another. Humans couldn't possibly have achieved this. The leader of the council, a towering being with shimmering scales, spoke up. "We appreciate the effort, Earth, but such claims are hard to verify. We will need to see this dreadnought in action before we can take it seriously." The human voice responded, "We understand your skepticism. We invite you to witness a live demonstration of the dreadnought's capabilities at your earliest convenience. We assure you it will exceed your expectations." The transmission ended and the screen went dark. The council hall was filled with the sound of chattering voices. Representatives from various worlds discussed the announcement with a mix of disbelief and curiosity. Some were eager to see if the human dreadnought was as impressive as claimed, while others were convinced it was nothing more than an elaborate hoax. As the council members prepared to move on to their next agenda item, the buzz of excitement and skepticism continued. The grand hall's lights dimmed and the leaders took their seats, their minds already racing with questions and speculations. The shock announcement from Earth had set the stage for what promised to be a momentous event in galactic history. The Galactic Council's anticipation was palpable as they traveled to Earth's spaceport, where the Dreadnought awaited its grand unveiling. The spaceport was a massive facility, bustling with activity as human engineers and pilots prepared for the historic demonstration. The Council's delegation arrived in their sleek observation vessel, its exterior gleaming under the light of distant stars. As the delegation disembarked, they were greeted by a team of human officials. The head of the team, a tall and composed human in a crisp uniform, welcomed them. "Esteemed council members, thank you for joining us. The demonstration will begin shortly." The council members followed the humans to a viewing platform that offered a panoramic view of the dreadnought. The enormous ship was docked in the center of the spaceport, its imposing figure illuminated by bright floodlights. Its hull was a dark, menacing color, lined with intricate designs that hinted at its advanced technology. The crowd of humans and aliens alike gathered to witness the event. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and curiosity. The dreadnought's engines hummed softly, a low but powerful sound that resonated through the spaceport. A countdown began on a large screen, and as it reached 0, the dreadnought slowly began to move. The ship glided gracefully out of its dock, its massive bulk seemingly defying the laws of physics. The council members watched in awe as the dreadnought maneuvered with surprising agility for its size. Next came the highlight of the show. The dreadnought's weapons systems were activated, and a series of controlled simulations were performed. The ship fired its powerful energy beams at unmanned targets placed at various distances. The beams struck with precision and force, obliterating the targets in bursts of light and debris. The display was a testament to the Dreadnought's formidable firepower. One of the most impressive features was its defensive capability. The Dreadnought activated its energy shields, which shimmered around the ship like a protective aura. Several simulated attacks were launched against the Dreadnought, but the shields absorbed and deflected every assault without a hint of damage to the ship itself. As the demonstration concluded, the Dreadnought returned to its dock. The council members were silent, their faces a mix of amazement and disbelief. The human commander stepped forward, addressing the gathered leaders. "We hope this demonstration has shown you the true power of our Dreadnought. We are confident that it represents a new chapter in our technological capabilities." The council members exchanged glances, their skepticism slowly giving way to admiration. "It seems your ship is indeed as powerful as you claimed," said one of the alien leaders, a hint of respect in their voice. The human commander smiled. "Thank you. We are proud of our achievements and look forward to working together with the Galactic Council in the future." As the council delegation prepared to leave, the buzz of conversation among the representatives was filled with excitement and speculation. The Dreadnought had exceeded their expectations, and its demonstration marked a turning point in their perception of humanity. The once skeptical council members now faced the reality of a new and formidable player in the galaxy. Back in the heart of the Galactic Council's headquarters, the atmosphere was tense. The large oval room was filled with alien leaders, each with their own distinct features and expressions of concern. The recent demonstration of Earth's Dreadnought had left everyone astounded, but doubts still lingered. The council members had gathered to discuss the implications of the Dreadnought's performance. The room buzzed with murmurs as representatives took their seats. The council leader, a stately being with iridescent skin, called the meeting to order. "Esteemed members, we have just witnessed a remarkable display of technology from Earth. However, we must address our concerns and determine our next steps." The leader of the Krezaks, a race known for their tactical brilliance, was the first to speak. "The Dreadnought's performance was impressive, but we must remember that it was a controlled demonstration. We have yet to see it in a real combat situation. We need to test its capabilities under more challenging conditions." Another council member, a tall, winged alien named Alex, nodded in agreement. "Indeed, the Dreadnought's weapons and defenses were shown to be formidable, but we cannot base our entire strategy on a single demonstration. We need more evidence to assess whether it poses a genuine threat or if it is merely a show of technological prowess." The council leader looked thoughtful. "What kind of tests do you propose? We must be careful not to provoke unnecessary conflict." Alex responded, "We could conduct a series of simulations with our most advanced fleets and weaponry. This will provide a more accurate measure of the Dreadnought's performance in various scenarios." The leader of the Vortons, a race known for their diplomatic skills, raised a concern. "While testing is necessary, we must also consider the potential for escalation. The humans might interpret these tests as an act of aggression. We should proceed with caution and ensure that our actions do not lead to unintended consequences." The room fell silent as the members considered the Vorton's warning. The Dreadnought had been an unexpected development, and the council's reaction needed to be carefully balanced. The Krezak leader spoke again. "We must gather more intelligence before making any decisions. I suggest sending a reconnaissance team to observe the Dreadnought's operational capabilities from a distance. This way, we can gather more information without directly engaging the humans." The council leader nodded. "That is a reasonable approach. We will authorize a reconnaissance mission to monitor the Dreadnought's activities and gather additional data." As the meeting progressed, the council members continued to debate the best course of action. Despite their amazement at the Dreadnought's capabilities, the skepticism remained. The council's cautious approach was driven by the need to ensure that they fully understood the potential implications of Earth's new technology. With the decision made to proceed with further observations, the council members dispersed, their minds still grappling with the reality of humanity's technological leap. The Dreadnought had shaken their confidence and forced them to reassess their strategies. As they returned to their duties, the leaders could not ignore the growing realization that humanity was no longer the underestimated player they had once thought. The Galactic Council's decision to test Earth's Dreadnought was put into action. A specially designated zone in neutral space, far from inhabited systems, was chosen for the first round of tests. The area was equipped with advanced monitoring equipment to ensure that every detail of the test would be recorded. The Council's representatives and scientists watched from a distance, eager to see how the Dreadnought would perform under real conditions. The test fleet, consisting of several well-armed alien ships from different species, was positioned at strategic points around the designated zone. The ships varied in size and firepower, representing a range of capabilities. The Council had selected these vessels specifically to challenge the Dreadnought's defenses and combat systems. The Dreadnought, still docked at Earth's spaceport, was prepared for the test. Its crew, highly trained and alert, went through final checks and adjustments. The human commander, who had led the earlier demonstration, addressed the crew. "Today we face a real challenge. Remember, we must demonstrate the true power of our Dreadnought and prove that our technology is as effective as we have claimed." The test began with a signal from the Council. The alien ships moved into position, their engines glowing with energy as they prepared to engage. The Dreadnought's massive hull shifted slightly as it powered up its own systems, readying itself for the incoming attack. The first wave of alien ships approached, firing their weapons at the Dreadnought. Bright beams of energy and projectiles streaked through space, targeting the colossal ship. The Dreadnought's energy shields flared to life, absorbing the incoming attacks with ease. The shields shimmered and pulsed as they deflected the energy beams, leaving the Dreadnought unscathed. The Dreadnought's weapon systems activated in response. It fired its own energy beams and missiles, targeting the alien ships. The precision of the Dreadnought's weaponry was evident as the beams struck the alien vessels with deadly accuracy. Several alien ships were hit, their shields flaring and collapsing under the assault. As the first wave was neutralized, the test continued with more intense challenges. The alien ships regrouped and launched a coordinated assault, utilizing advanced tactics and combined firepower. The Dreadnought's crew skillfully managed the ship's defenses, deploying countermeasures and adjusting shield frequencies to handle the increased pressure. Throughout the test, the Dreadnought's performance remained impressive. It withstood the combined attacks from the alien fleet and countered with powerful and precise strikes. The alien ship struggled to breach its defenses or inflict significant damage. After several hours of intense combat, the test concluded with the Dreadnought emerging victorious. The alien ships, having exhausted their resources, were forced to withdraw. The Council's representatives, who had observed the entire test from their vantage point, were left in awe. The Council leader turned to the gathered members, a mix of astonishment and concern on their faces. "The Dreadnought has proven itself to be a formidable force. It withstood our best efforts and demonstrated its capabilities beyond our expectations." As the Dreadnought returned to Earth, the Council members began to reconsider their initial doubts. The test had shown that the Dreadnought was not just a showpiece, but a powerful and effective warship. The implications of this new technology were becoming clearer, and the Council faced the challenge of adapting to the reality of humanity's advanced capabilities. The Galactic Council's headquarters buzzed with activity as news of the Dreadnought's successful test spread across the galaxy. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of admiration and unease. The Dreadnought's performance had shattered previous assumptions about humanity's technological limits, and the Council was now grappling with the implications of this new reality. The Council convened an emergency meeting to discuss the next steps. The Grand Hall was filled with leaders from various alien species, each one deep in thought. The display screen at the front of the room showed images of the Dreadnought in action, highlighting its advanced features and devastating firepower. The leader of the Zalorians, a race known for their aggressive military tactics, spoke first. "The Dreadnought's capabilities are impressive, but this development changes the balance of power in the galaxy. We need to assess how this new technology will impact our strategic position." The Vortan representative, known for their diplomatic skills, raised a concern. "We must tread carefully. The Dreadnought represents a significant shift in power, but we should avoid provoking a direct confrontation with Earth. Our goal should be to maintain stability and avoid unnecessary conflict." The Krizak leader, always focused on tactical considerations, interjected. "While diplomacy is important, we also need to prepare for potential scenarios where the Dreadnought might be used against us. We should enhance our own defenses and develop countermeasures to ensure we are not caught off guard." The Council leader, a wise and cautious being, called for a vote. We must strike a balance between caution and preparedness. Let us authorize a joint task force to study the Dreadnought's technology and develop strategies to address any potential threats. At the same time, we will engage in diplomatic efforts with Earth to discuss their intentions and prevent misunderstandings. The vote passed, and the Council began making arrangements for the task force. Representatives from various species were assigned to collaborate with scientists and engineers from different worlds. The goal was to understand the Dreadnought's technology and assess its impact on galactic security. As the task force began its work, tensions between the Council and Earth continued to rise. The Dreadnought had become a symbol of power and a focal point of concern. Rumors of secret meetings and covert operations spread through the galaxy, fueling speculation and anxiety. On Earth, the atmosphere was equally tense. The Dreadnought's success had made humanity a significant player in galactic affairs, and the government was on high alert. Diplomatic envoys were sent to address the Council's concerns and assure them of Earth's peaceful intentions. However, the growing paranoia and suspicion made it difficult to ease the Council's fears. In the midst of rising tensions, a series of minor skirmishes broke out between various factions in neutral space. The skirmishes were not directly related to the Dreadnought, but were fueled by the overall sense of unease and the shifting power dynamics. The skirmishes added to the feeling that the galaxy was on edge, with everyone waiting for the next major event. As the Council's task force delved deeper into their analysis, the Dreadnought remained a powerful reminder of the new reality humanity had introduced. The galaxy was now navigating a delicate balance between fear and respect, with the Dreadnought serving as a symbol of the uncertain future that lay ahead. As the Galactic Council continued to grapple with the implications of Earth's Dreadnought, internal disagreements began to surface. The once united front of the Council was now marred by conflicting opinions and strategies. The Dreadnought's demonstration had shaken the established order, and different factions within the Council had begun to push for divergent approaches. The Council chamber was filled with a tense atmosphere as leaders gathered for another crucial meeting. The Grand Hall was quieter than usual, with a sense of unease hanging in the air. The display screen at the front of the room showed various reports and analyses from the task force that had been studying the Dreadnought. The leader of the Zolorians, known for their aggressive stance, was the first to voice a strong opinion. The Dreadnought's capabilities are a clear threat to our safety. We must take decisive action to neutralize this potential danger before it's too late. Our military readiness must be increased, and we should consider forming alliances with other powerful factions to counterbalance Earth's newfound strength. The Vortan representative, a seasoned diplomat, responded with a note of caution. While the Zolorians' concerns are valid, we must be careful not to escalate the situation further. Aggressive actions could lead to open conflict with Earth, which would be disastrous for everyone. Instead, we should focus on diplomatic solutions and work towards a mutual understanding with humanity. The Krizak leader, pragmatic and strategic, chimed in. I agree with the Vortan's emphasis on diplomacy, but we cannot ignore the need for preparedness. We should invest in countermeasures and defensive technologies to ensure that we are ready for any eventuality. At the same time, we should open channels of communication with Earth to address any misunderstandings. The debate grew heated as different factions presented their arguments. The Zolorians, with their military focus, clashed with the Vortans, who favored diplomacy and negotiation. The Krizaks sought a middle ground, advocating for a balance between defense and diplomacy. The council leader, who had remained mostly silent, finally spoke up. We must find a way to reconcile these differing views. It is clear that the Dreadnought has introduced a new level of complexity to our security environment. We need a comprehensive strategy that addresses both our defensive needs and our diplomatic goals. The debate continued for hours with no clear resolution in sight. The council members struggled to find common ground, and the internal disagreements highlighted the growing divisions within the council. Each faction was deeply invested in its own approach, and finding a unified strategy proved to be increasingly challenging. Outside the council chamber, tensions were rising among the various species. Rumors of impending conflict and secret alliances spread, further complicating the diplomatic landscape. The fear of an all-out war with Earth loomed over the galaxy, and the council's inability to present a united front only fueled the uncertainty. As the meeting adjourned, the council leaders were left with a sense of urgency and frustration. The internal disagreements had exposed the fractures in their once solid alliance, and the future of galactic stability seemed more uncertain than ever. The Dreadnought's impact was being felt in ways that went beyond its impressive technology, and the Council's struggle to address these challenges was just beginning. In the wake of growing tensions and internal disagreements, the Galactic Council decided it was time to initiate formal negotiations with Earth. The Dreadnought's successful test had made it clear that open conflict was not a viable option, and the Council needed to explore diplomatic solutions to address their concerns and ensure stability in the galaxy. The Council appointed a delegation of diplomats and representatives from various member species to lead the negotiations. The delegation included the Vortan representative, known for their diplomatic prowess, and a few other members who were respected for their negotiation skills. Their mission was to engage with Earth's leaders and find common ground to ease the rising tensions. On Earth, the atmosphere was equally charged as the diplomatic team prepared for the negotiations. The human government, fully aware of the stakes, assigned a team of their most skilled negotiators to represent their interests. The team was led by Ambassador Ellen Hayes, a seasoned diplomat known for her ability to handle high-stakes situations with poise. The meeting was scheduled to take place in neutral space, at a specially designed space station that was equipped to handle such high-level discussions. The space station was situated far from any populated systems, ensuring a neutral environment where both parties could engage without external pressures. As the Council delegation arrived at the space station, they were greeted by Ambassador Hayes and her team. The initial exchange of pleasantries was polite but formal. Both sides understood the gravity of the situation and were keenly aware that the success of these negotiations was crucial for maintaining peace. The first session of talks began with a presentation from the Earth delegation. Ambassador Hayes outlined Earth's goals and intentions, emphasizing that the Dreadnought was a defensive measure and not intended to provoke or threaten other species. She assured the Council that Earth sought peaceful coexistence and was committed to working together to address any concerns. The Council delegation listened carefully, taking notes and occasionally exchanging glances. The Vortan representative, who had taken a lead role in the discussions, spoke next. "We appreciate your openness, Ambassador Hayes. However, the Dreadnought's demonstration has raised several concerns among our members. We need to understand more about your defensive strategy and the role of this technology in your future plans." Ambassador Hayes responded thoughtfully. "We understand your concerns and are prepared to provide detailed information about the Dreadnought's capabilities and our strategic objectives. Our primary aim is to ensure that this technology is used responsibly and does not lead to unnecessary conflict." The negotiations continued, with both sides presenting their arguments and addressing each other's concerns. The discussions were often intense, but there was a clear effort on both sides to find common ground. The Earth delegation proposed regular communication channels and joint security initiatives to build trust and ensure transparency. The Council delegation, in turn, suggested the establishment of a monitoring committee to oversee the implementation of these initiatives and provide ongoing assessments of the Dreadnought's role in galactic security. As the first round of negotiations came to a close, both sides agreed to continue the discussions in subsequent sessions. While there were no immediate breakthroughs, there was a growing sense of cautious optimism. The willingness to engage in dialogue and explore solutions marked a positive step forward. The space station, once a neutral ground for potential conflict, had become a symbol of hope for a peaceful resolution. The ongoing negotiations were a testament to the commitment of both Earth and the Galactic Council to navigate the challenges of this new era with diplomacy and cooperation. After weeks of intense discussions and negotiations, the Galactic Council and Earth reached a breakthrough. Both sides had made significant compromises and concessions, paving the way for a historic agreement. The long-awaited peace treaty was about to be signed, marking a pivotal moment in interstellar relations. The space station, which had once been a site of tension, was now adorned with banners and decorations symbolizing unity and peace. A grand hall was prepared for the signing ceremony, with representatives from various species and Earth's dignitaries in attendance. The atmosphere was filled with a mix of anticipation and relief. Ambassador Ellen Hayes, leading the Earth delegation, stood alongside the Vortan representative, who was the head of the Council delegation. Both were poised and confident, ready to formalize the agreement that had taken weeks to negotiate. The treaty had been carefully crafted to address the concerns of all parties while ensuring that the Dreadnought's presence would not threaten the stability of the galaxy. As the ceremony began, the council leader stepped forward to address the assembly. Today we stand on the brink of a new era. The peace treaty we are about to sign represents a commitment to cooperation, understanding, and mutual respect. It is a testament to the efforts of all involved in resolving our differences and finding common ground. Ambassador Hayes took the floor next. This treaty reflects our shared desire for a peaceful coexistence. It is a step towards building a future where we can work together for the benefit of all. Earth is committed to transparency and cooperation, and we look forward to a continued partnership with the Galactic Council. The treaty document was brought forward, and both sides reviewed the final text. It included provisions for regular communication, joint security initiatives, and a monitoring committee to oversee the implementation of the agreement. There were also measures to ensure that the Dreadnought would be used solely for defensive purposes and not as a tool for aggression. The signing of the treaty was a solemn yet hopeful occasion. The Vortan representative and Ambassador Hayes each took their turn to sign the document, their signatures symbolizing the commitment of their respective factions. The other delegates followed, adding their endorsements to the historic agreement. As the final signatures were completed, a sense of relief and accomplishment filled the hall. The representatives shook hands, exchanging smiles and nods of approval. The treaty had not only resolved immediate concerns, but also set the stage for ongoing cooperation and dialogue between Earth and the Galactic Council. The ceremony concluded with a reception, where delegates from both sides mingled and celebrated the successful outcome. There was an air of optimism as attendees discussed future collaborations and shared their hopes for a peaceful and prosperous future. For Earth, the signing of the peace treaty was a significant achievement. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in interstellar relations, where diplomacy had triumphed over conflict. The Dreadnought, once a symbol of fear and uncertainty, was now seen as a part of a broader framework of mutual respect and cooperation. The Galactic Council, too, recognized the importance of the treaty. It was a testament to their ability to adapt and engage with new realities, and it provided a foundation for future interactions with Earth. The peace treaty was a milestone that demonstrated the power of dialogue and compromise in shaping a better future for all. With the peace treaty signed and celebrated, the galaxy entered a new era of cooperation and understanding. The historic agreement between Earth and the Galactic Council marked the beginning of a promising chapter in interstellar relations. As the dust settled, the focus shifted to implementing the treaty's provisions and building a future of shared prosperity. The treaty included regular meetings between Earth and the Council to ensure ongoing communication and collaboration. A joint committee was established to oversee the Dreadnought's role and ensure that it remained a symbol of defense rather than aggression. This committee, composed of representatives from both Earth and the Council, was tasked with monitoring the Dreadnought's use and addressing any concerns that might arise. The first joint meeting of the committee was held aboard the space station where the treaty had been signed. The atmosphere was hopeful as members from both sides gathered to discuss the initial steps of implementation. Ambassador Ellen Hayes and the Vortan representative co-chaired the meeting, emphasizing their shared commitment to making the treaty a success. The committee began by setting up communication channels between Earth's military and the Galactic Council's defense forces. This allowed for real-time updates and coordination on security matters. Both sides agreed to conduct joint training exercises to foster mutual understanding and build trust. These exercises aimed to demonstrate the collaborative spirit of the treaty and ensure that the Dreadnought would be used in a manner consistent with the agreement. As the weeks turned into months, the positive effects of the treaty became increasingly evident. Trade agreements between Earth and the Council were expanded, leading to a boost in economic activity and cultural exchange. Earth's advanced technology and the Council's diverse expertise combined to create new opportunities for innovation and growth. Scientific collaborations also flourished, Researchers from Earth and various council species worked together on projects that spanned from medical advancements to space exploration. The shared knowledge and resources led to breakthroughs that benefited both sides and strengthened their partnership. The treaty's impact was not limited to politics and economics. It also fostered a new spirit of cooperation among ordinary citizens. People from Earth and Council worlds began to interact more frequently, sharing their cultures and building friendships. Festivals, educational exchanges, and joint community projects became common, helping to bridge the gap between different species and foster mutual respect. Despite these positive developments, challenges remained. There were occasional disagreements and misunderstandings, but the established communication channels and the Joint Committee helped address issues quickly and effectively. The commitment to dialogue and cooperation allowed both sides to navigate these challenges and continue moving forward. The new era brought a sense of optimism and possibility. The Dreadnought, once a symbol of fear, had become a symbol of the successful resolution of conflicts through diplomacy. The peace treaty had not only averted potential disaster, but also paved the way for a future where diverse civilizations could thrive together. As Earth and the Galactic Council looked to the future, they did so with a renewed sense of hope and determination. The successful implementation of the treaty was a testament to the power of diplomacy and the potential for positive change in the galaxy. The new era was marked by a commitment to collaboration, mutual respect, and the shared goal of a better future for all.